to our city attorney, administrative staff, and those and our public here in the council chambers. Today is Monday, December 8, 2025. This is the City of Romulus City Council Special Meeting Study Session. This meeting is to discuss the investigative report for the alley vacation request in the Buckingham Manor subdivision. Madam Chair, roll call was taken at a previous special meeting. All council members are present and a quorum still exists for this meeting.
Thank you.
Tonight's special meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, roll call. Number 2, agenda. Number 3, discussion, the investigative report for Buckingham Manor subdivision. Number 4 is public comment. Number 5 is an adjournment, and a motion will be in order to accept tonight's special meeting agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support. It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the approval of the agenda for this special meeting. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, City Council. We're now in discussion. Just to give an overview of where we are today. Petitioner Thomas Maycock submitted a petition to vacate a north to south alley which is between Avalon and Cincinnati. And going through the petition process, according to the charter, the clerk's office is required to send out notification to all property owners who abut that alley. We sent out the letters to the property owners, and on September the 22nd, we had held the public hearing. There was multiple property owners that brought up concerns regarding the alley, confusion regarding the alley, and confusion regarding the process. And council requested an investigative report from the Public Services Department with a couple items for the departments to look at. One of them was to identify the property lines, to identify the center line of the alley, because there is a city utility, a sewer line that runs through the center line of the alley. I'm pretty sure that DPW and our building department will go into depth regarding their report and what issues they may have ran into. So to continue with discussion, we have our Director of Building and Planning, Jeff Kemp, and our Director of DPW and Public Services, Roberto Scappacici.
That was a great summation. Thank you.
That was off the cuff.
That was awesome. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Good evening, council. So we wanted to provide a little bit of information regarding this alley vacation. We typically get them all throughout the year for various reasons, and we have vacated alleys elsewhere in the city. Just some of the facts with this particular case. There is a sanitary sewer in this alley.
Okay.
So if council were to approve the alley vacation, the DPW would necessitate an easement. Okay, a 20-foot wide easement through the same corridor, okay? Some of the things that Jeff and Donnie had been working on regarding some of this investigation is there are some fences that might be, you know, one way or the other outside of the bounds of the property description. And there's also some structures that are outside of the property description. We do not have information on property owners. Okay, that information, the city is not responsible to hold that information. Each individual property owner has a survey whenever they purchase the home, or some folks resurvey their homes when they get a refinance or something to that effect. But we don't have that type of information. What we did find out was if council were to put a restriction on the approval of the alley vacation, that some survey work were to be done, that cost would probably be borne by those requesting the approval, okay? And that cost is in the amount of roughly $2,500.
Gotcha.
That's only for the alley itself. It wouldn't be for the resurvey work of each individual lot. All the rear property corners would change. They would go to the center of that alley, and where that might be is still undetermined. Okay, so that still needs to be figured out. But from our standpoint, if council chooses to approve this, we would need a sanitary sewer easement.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Y'all ready for questions? Okay, yeah, we're gonna open it up for questions from council. Anybody got no questions? Oh, Ms. Wadsworth?
I guess, have you talked with the property owners about paying for this, the survey 2,500?
I have not had, I don't believe me, Don, or Jeff have had any communication.
Not to the property, not about paying for a survey, no.
Okay.
We did go out when we investigated, I went out there with Don and we investigated the alley and they did mark the center line where the sewer was. So we have an idea of where the property lines may be, but we don't know exactly where they are. And we haven't discussed with the property owners about getting their individual surveys, no.
Okay, fine.
Madam Chair.
Yep. Mr.
Now,
Jones?
you said that in the report, it was stating how some of the fence might be overlapping and structures over the sanitary sewer,
I don't believe the structures are over the sanitary sewer.
but in the proximity
But
of
they're
it.
encroaching in what would become a 20-foot easement.
Okay,
So if the alley's 20 foot, a structure is, and we're not talking garages, I believe they're just sheds.
Sheds.
Are within that alley, not over the pipe, but somewhere near that encroachment.
so if we vacate, that'll open it up for that everybody would basically go to have access to the center without putting any type of structure. But the city still must have access to the maintenance of the sewer if necessary. Another thing that is DT is also in the alley too, correct?
Yes.
So normally is the center of the alley based on DTE or the sanitary? Because if I'm not mistaken, sanitary goes through first.
Well, there would be probably like a public-private easement, utility easement. It would be a combination of both. DTE doesn't require as wide of a width as the city
Sanitary,
does.
right.
Because of what the type of utility is, but they do require an easement, and we couldn't leave them stranded either.
No, that's why, I imagine that's why it's 20 feet. You know, because the DTE cannot be directly on top of the sanitary.
Exactly, correct.
So if it's vacated, that means they will have the ability to go to the center, whatever they want to do, as far as to the center of the alley, if it's vacated.
Well, no, the easement language would have restriction of what could happen within that easement.
Okay,
So we wouldn't allow other construction to
Right.
happen in
but I
that
mean,
easement.
something like, if you wanted to put your garden up there.
Sure, sure.
Because I see some
Surface-
things like, say, some put their fence up there at the center of it, that's removable, because if you have to, DTE or the city has to come through there, it had to be removed, because I know sometimes they'll put it back like it was. From my experience, we always had to put it back as good or better.
Yep. Yep.
Mr. Wilhite?
Through the chair, so these fences, 4 fences and the 2 structures that are currently on it, if you have problems with the sanitary, are they coming down?
Yeah, we would have to
You'd have to remove them?
With the structures, if there's let's say we had to, open up a trench, we would have to use a trench box. If it's feasible, depending on how close that structure is to the trench box. But we have ways of dealing with it in its current situation. It's not ideal, but certainly it wouldn't be allowed in the future if we decide to vacate the alley and get a 20-foot easement.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Hatfield?
What are the advantages of vacating the alley? And what are the disadvantages?
I can't, it's only to what the residents would feel the advantage or the disadvantage. To us, I don't know, we don't have a paved alley, we don't use service in that alley, other than our utility. It really, between an alley and an easement, it's the same thing to us.
Mr. Mayor?
Through the chair, just to add this too, I think a lot of times people get the alley confused with an easement. The utility easement is there to access the utilities for obvious reasons. You need to have the area. And historically, people they've encroached in those easements, and the DPW has the right, if we have to maintain our utility, as does DT, to go in there and service it. But the alley is part of the plat. So that alley could be there even if there was no utilities in that alley. And in the past, we've vacated alleys because we were never gonna pave that road, we were never gonna develop in that area, and there wasn't a utility easement in there. This is just an odd case where you have both of them, the utility easement and the alley overlapping. So just wanted to share that, and hopefully that clears it up a little bit.
Okay.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. West?
question I have is, if we vacate this alley, how does it affect the homeowners' property taxes, property lines? And is it mandatory for them to have a survey after the fact?
I can't answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I know that the 20-foot easement, they would each gain 10 feet of property. I don't know what that does. I can't answer what that would do to their taxes or anything like that.
Okay.
If I could, Chair.
Mr.
The one thing that the vacation does create, as it was indicated, each abutting property owner gets 10 feet of that 20-foot alley. And you could be the surviving situation where somebody's fence is now on their neighbor's yard, right? Or their shed encroaches on their neighbor's yard. That's not
In the
gonna-
event of a
That's not
vacation.
going to be the city's
Okay.
direct problem, but it could be a problem between neighbors who now,
Gotcha.
I want your fence off my yard, or I want your shed to be moved off of my 10 feet, if they do encroach that much. We don't have the survey to tell us exactly how that's going
Right.
to play out, but that could happen.
And that's if we decided to vacate?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, Steve. Everybody all good? All information out? Before we go into public comment?
Got one more
Okay,
question.
Mr. Wilhite?
This petition that is signed, are these the people that want it vacated?
I think Dejan and Ellen.
So, yes, those individuals who signed the petition are individuals who wanted the vacation. However, based off of, testimony at the public hearing, there was a couple property owners that didn't really understand what they
Right.
were signing.
Okay.
Hence where we are today.
Correct.
Okay.
So if there are no more discussions from council, there's no action for this particular alley vacation that's presented to council tonight. It'll be presented to council at the next regular meeting to give you time to look over your information and seek out whatever additional questions that you do have.
Okay.
And it'll be presented to council for either approving the vacation or not approving the vacation. Because petitioner, there is a fee, a cost recovery fee associated with the alley vacation process. And because we're not fully through with the alley vacation process, it would need a determination from council whether to approve it or deny it.
Okay. Thank you, Dejan.
You're welcome, Madam Chair. That brings us to number 4, public comment. This is the portion of the agenda for those in the audience who would like to address the City Council regarding tonight's special meeting agenda. If you'd like to address the City Council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Any additional time will be upon the consent of the chair.
Your hand ain't up now? Mr. Maycock, come on up.
Hi, I'm Thomas Maycock. I'm the one who actually got the signatures off the plan, and I explained it to everyone. I don't know how it could be a misunderstanding, that I even called the city to verify everything that I told them, number one. Number two, this is not the first vacated alley. Just about every alley in the city is already vacated. I put in a lot of sewers in every city, even in Romulus, people have their fence right across the sewer. I dig right underneath, put it in, fix the fence back most of the time, unless they want to do it, but usually I don't mess up the fence. So vacating the alley doesn't change anything from what anybody else is doing. You say the utilities, every property I've ever had, there's no alley in the back. When the DTE comes in there, they knock on the door, we've got to come cut the trees in the back, let them walk through the yard, they cut the trees, they tear things out. They've never needed anything more than that. Because the structures and everything, I mean, it's rare that you would ever have anything go wrong with the sewer. So I can't even think of any reason why you would tear it up, but if you did, everybody takes their own responsibility for having a fence, a shed, anything there. And number two, I don't know why the taxes wouldn't be affected, because they're just giving you the right to go in there. It's still not your property, it's still an easement. So since it's still an easement, it's not your property, because the city can still go in there anytime they want. They're just giving you the access to it like they do the sidewalk and the property between the sidewalk and the street. So that doesn't change anything by vacating it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Okay, going once, twice. DeJean? We'll close it
Madam
out.
Chair, we'll close that part out. Number 5 is adjournment. The time is 6:48.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So move to adjourn.
I second it.
Thank you. Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Jones for the adjournment of this special meeting. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Wilhite?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Bullock?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned for this special meeting.
Thank you, City Council. The regular meeting